Ladies and gentlemen, we've actually have reached peak Vanguard. Catgirls are a thing. It's only going to be downhill from this point onward.
Stand up! Vanguard!
So, yeah, before we go into this video, I want to give one little tidbit about the information containing this video. Right when I was about to upload this video and be done with it, we got more information for the upcoming V collection set, as well as more information about encounter cards. You don't know what encounters are, as of you haven't really watched this video yet, but I don't have time to rework and update this video because I need to go to work right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm still gonna upload this video, but after I'm done with work, about 8 of 10 hours after this video goes live, I'm gonna upload another video talking about the extra information that came out of right after I was done with this video that talks about these encounter cards, as well as more information that we saw on Twitter and about the V collection set. As the information in this video isn't wrong per se, but I asked questions that apparently now already are answered, but you will understand that once you see this video, and I'm going to clarify that in a second video that I'm going to follow up later this day. So with that said, enjoy the video. Hey Cardfighters, welcome back to another extra edition of Cardfight Update. Today was the product livestream, or the biannual product livestream, where we're gonna get a lot of information about what's gonna happen for the next few months of Vanguard. And usually these days in the year are very eventful. And yes, this is the case for this time around as well, as we have a lot of new stuff to talk about. But surprisingly, in the amount of new information that we've got this time around, it's actually not a lot. So this video will be a lot shorter than you anticipated, because most of the information is something that we already knew of, only now we've got artwork and we got confirmation about certain reveals or specific details of products. So without further ado, let's jump straight into these new products information. And first we're going to talk about something that I don't really address on this channel, and that's Vanguard 0. Because for Vanguard 0, they finally announced Vanguard G to be into the game at the end of this year, and probably at the start of next year for the international version. Now, this might or might not give me a reason to come back to the game. This might happen or might not happen all too soon. So follow me on twitch.tv/MrTimely to be more updated about that particular subject. But that said, we've got a lot more to talk about for the actual card game. So let's begin with some new information that we got for set 2. As Bushiroad first revealed this artwork to us. Yes, that's a new artwork for Dragonic Overlord and Phantom Blaster Dragon. Now, the interesting thing, or the unique thing about this is that right after they revealed this. So these are the same cards, but now in the framework of an overdressed card. So this is kind of surprising, because we didn't really expect to see these cards in overdress as seen as this 3,000 years in the future, and we're supposed to have brand new cards. But the thing is, these are special types of cards. Bushiroad is calling these encounter cards, and this has something to do with lore, as both the artwork of the Blessed Dragon and Dragonic Overlord are going to be covers or integral parts to certain volumes for the lore story. And regarding these encounter cards, we also don't really know a lot. They're gonna be in set 2, and we know about Dragonic Overlord and Phantom Blessed Dragon. We also see this Nahalem artwork. Now, interesting enough, they do state the clan symbol and the clan name tag on the card itself. And what this has to do is that in Overdress Standard, these are going to be nation cards. So Dragonic Overlord and Nahalem are going to be Dragon Empire cards, whereas Phantom Blaster Dragon is going to be a Cater Sanctuary card. But if you're going to use them in Premium, they're going to be Kagero cards and Shadow Paladin cards respectively. Now, the only thing that I'm kind of confused about is that they say that you can use them in Standard and in Premium Standard. But you can obviously use them in Premium Standard, as Premium Standard is everything. So are they actually referring to that you can also use these cards in V Premium? Because the official Bushiroad English Twitter translated as to that you can use them to V Premium. Now, some are saying it's a mistranslation on their part, but maybe it isn't, and maybe there's a mistake on the slide itself, or they weren't really as clear as what their actual intentions are, because saying that a card is playable in Premium is kind of redundant, because by default it's being playable in Premiums. Now, I'm personally kind of conflicted about this. Like, the artwork is nice and it's an interesting idea, But I don't know if it's the correct move to already start with going back to these old units in a very second booster set of a new era. Like, we have V Premium for this type of products and to make something out of it. But if there's some type of lore connection and there's more to it than just making old cards for the sake of making old cards, then I can definitely get on board with this, but I need to have more information to see what these encounter cards are what they're actually going to be. Now, another thing about set 2 is that you might have seen this on some cards that they revealed on Twitter and on some you haven't, and that's that they're gonna start printing the year tag on the card itself. So they're gonna print in which years these cards were released. Now, on this slide, they specifically state this isn't something to do with rotations. The standard will not rotate. That's what they actually state on this slide to confirm that this has nothing to do with the rotation, and the only reason why they do this is because of collection's sake. So it makes easier for people to collect these cards as now you know from which year certain cards come from. So basically it's just extra text on a card that doesn't really mean anything as of now. Now, is there something extra behind this? There might or might not be. It's all going to be speculation from this point because this is all we've got, and Bushido clearly states that they didn't make this for rotation's sake, but maybe it is for a different reason. They don't want to say it right now. That's all pure speculation. But set 2 is fine and all, but there's also stuff beyond this, and we already knew that we're gonna get Lyrical Monasterio, and today we finally know what Lyrical Monasterio is and how it works. So we already knew about Lyrical Monasterio being on the back of the will, but they now confirmed that Lyrical Monasterio is a city and a school for idols, but this time around they aren't exclusive for mermaid idols. So idols from all over the world, from all different species, will now be in this nation, and they already revealed the artwork for the first starter deck and for the very first set, and that shows us that they are now actually moving away from the mermaid theme, because for the first trial deck we saw this image, and yes, it has legs. She has indeed legs and not mermaid tails. But the interesting thing about this is that Bushido actually did the reverse card on this one, because the original artworks of the units are going to be actual female humanoid forms. Now, I don't know if they're actual humans, because we also have non-human girls in this nation, but more on that later. But what we see is that in the next booster set, in set 3, we're going to see special parallel version of these cards of the right line, but then in mermaid form. So instead of the leg version being the SP, it's actually the mermaid form that's now going to be the SP. So that's kind of interesting that they're now doing a reverse dynamic here. But, you know, Bushido, they cannot let go of past things, and they had to put the mermaids back into this nation somehow. But that said, I already teased it at the beginning of this intro of the video. We know about the first set for Lyrical Monasterio, because Booster Set 3, I think at the beginning they said Booster Set 3 will contain all 5 nations plus Lyrical Monasterio, but what actually is going to be the case is that Booster Set 3 is a Lyrical Monasterio exclusive set, so only cards for that nation will be in Booster Set 3. And they revealed this artwork for that booster, and basically we can immediately see that we're gonna have 4 new ride lines. We have this cat girl, and we have those 3 girls below her. And what we know about them is that they're actually gonna be for 4 different races. The cat girl is gonna be a war beast. Then next to that we have an actual human girl. And then next to that we have a dragonoid female. So I don't know if it's gonna be a dragon maid or a half dragon, half human. They call it a dragonroid, whatever that means. And then the final one is gonna be a vampire species. So we're gonna have a fetish for anybody out there. Do you love your cat girls? Do you love your succubus girls, or whatever, your vampire chicks, dragon girls, whatever? Bushiroad's gonna have you covered. So every degenerate out there can rest in peace now, because mermaids aren't going to be the only thing on the menu this time around. But on top of that, they also revealed the artwork for the overtriggers, and apparently Lyrical Monasterio is gonna get 2 overtriggers. Of course, it's still some type of a Bermuda clan, so they have to make it special for them in some way, so they get 2 overtriggers. But I'm not gonna lie, the artwork of these overtriggers are pretty nice. And on top of that, we also see this unique artwork that's once again a clamp special artwork, so I assume it's gonna be the high rarity for a certain card. Which unit that is, I don't know. This is all we've got as of yet. And that basically also concludes all the information that we've got for Lyrical Monasterio. Now, next on the agenda is the V collection. And so far we only knew about the V collection set, which was basically Clan Selection plus Volume 3 for us. But Booster, I don't know if they listened to our feedback about Clan Selection plus Volume 1 and Volume 2, but they've actually done it and remade those sets. Because the V Collection isn't just one set. V Collection is going to be a Volume 1 and a Volume 2 set. So we once again have 2 sets for one big product. And in this case, it's not going to be separated on 2 months. It's 2 sets on the same date. So we basically get one gigantic set divided into 2 different products. And for V Collection Volume 1, they revealed that we're gonna get these units. Yes, that is Sphinx Saver, as well as for some reason they chose Giraffa for Mega Conley. And I believe there's gonna be a brand new unit for Bermuda Triangle. But the clans that are gonna be in this set are gonna be Royal Paladin, Oracle Think Tank, Genesis, Kagero, Murakumo, Narukami, Dimension Police, Spike Brothers, Pale Moon, Bermuda Triangle, Aqua Force, and Mega Conley. So for the Aqua Force, we know it's going to be Tector Drive, but for the rest of the cards, besides these free box toppers or box art units, we don't know what we're going to get. Now for V Collection Volume 2, yes, this is surprising. We're going to get, I believe, Prominence Core, as Glare was already a promo. We see Raging Form Dragon, but we also see the Musketeer Legion for Neo Nectar. So that's also very surprising and probably a fan favorite for a lot. But in this set, of course, we're gonna get Angel Fighter, Shadow Paladin, Gold Paladin, Nubatama, Tachikaze, Nova Grappler, Link Joker, Dark Regulars, Gear Chronicle, Grand Blue, Great Nature, and Neo Nectar. But more surprisingly, these sets will contain 84 cards, from which 48 are new and 36 are reprints. So it's very likely that we're going to get 4 new cards per clan and 3 reprints. Now, what those reprints are, it's all pure speculation, but a lot of us are hoping that it's going to be the Great Free Searchers and then 2 prominent reprints, or maybe the import of Japanese exclusive promos that we still haven't got for certain clans. So let's have our fingers crossed on this one, that it's once again on the quality of what we've got for Clan Selection Plus sets. But on top of that, they also specify that this set is going to have 4 VSRs. Whatever that's going to be and how they're going to look, that's something we have to wait and see until we actually get these cards. Now, as for the final big thing that we've got, and this is mainly Japanese exclusive, we see that they're going to do a collab set with Shaman King, which was somewhat already been teased, as we saw some Shaman King special promo cards, but now it's actually going to be a complete set. But surprisingly, they're going to get a trial deck, a set, and then in 2022, another set. So this is the first collab series that immediately gets 2 sets confirmed for it, which is kind of interesting. Now, will we get to the English? I don't know. We have to wait and see. Probably it's very unlikely, but it would be cool if we get this. So once again, another collab set. And with that said, we basically know the new schedule, at least for Japan, what it's going to look like, as we see that this month we have the Token Rambu set. That's going to happen, I believe, in a week or 2. Then next month we're going to get set 2, the Brush with a Legends, where we're going to get these encounter cards. Hopefully more information soon. Then in July, we're going to have Monster Strike. Then in August, we're going to get the trial deck for Lyrical Monasterio. Only the trial deck. Then in September, we're going to get V Collection 1 and 2 on the same day. And then later that month, we're going to get Set 3, which is basically the support for Lyrical Monasterio. Then in October, we're going to get a brand new starter deck. This starter deck is going to be for the new character introduced in Season 2 of the anime. So we don't know what nation it's going to be and what type of right line it will introduce, but we have to wait and see until then. Then in November, we're going to get the Shaman King set. And then finally in December, we're going to get Booster Set 4. What this is, which nation they're going to support in it, we don't know. I'm going to assume all 6, but we only know that Set 4 is going to be in December. And the last little tidbit that they gave us is that Set 1, as well as the 5 original starter decks, are going to be important at least for a whole year and probably a bit more afterwards. But on top of that, they also said that the Sentinel Guards from these sets and the Overtriggers from these sets will not be reprinted for at least a year. So get your hands on these specific cards right now when they're accessible, because at least for a year it will be hard to attain them, because there's likely no reprints anytime soon. And we've seen the schedule so far, and there's no real situation and there's no real good position where they can reprint those cards easily. So this is somewhat of a heads up to get your cards now while they're still available. And that's basically everything that we've got for Vanguard. Like, there wasn't really a lot of actual new information because we knew about set 3, we knew about the starter deck or trial deck for Lyrical Monasterio, we knew about the collection. We didn't know that it was going to be 2 sets, but it basically is what we hoped for. Now, the Shaman King collab is nice, but it's very unlikely that we're going to get them for the English side as of now, as we haven't seen any confirmation for Token Rumbu as well as Monster Strike, so it's pure speculation at this point. The only thing that's surprisingly or new is that we're going to get another starter deck for this new character in the anime. Yes, set 4, the confirmation being in December, is new, but let's be honest, we were assuming that there's going to be a set 4. Only we didn't know when. It's going to be December, but besides that, we don't know anything. We don't know a name, we don't know support, we don't know nothing. And honestly, I think we got more questions than answers, because now we've got these encounter cards for set 2. But what they actually are and how they work and what they mean for the game itself, we don't know. Like, is this going to be a generic thing for the game moving forward for future sets? Or is this something that's very special and won't happen all too often? We honestly don't know, and so we all have to wait and see until we get more information. But with that said, let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of these new information that we got today with the product live stream. Are you excited about certain points? Are you not excited by or disappointed by certain aspects? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments down below, because we got some interesting things to talk about and a lot to discuss in the coming days, as hopefully more information and more details start to trickle down from Bushiroad as we're entering the new stage of Overdress. But with that said, I'm going to give a huge shout out to my Patreon supporters for making this video and everything on the channel possible. You guys are amazing. If you do want to support the channel or everything that's happening on the channel, you can go to patreon.com/VanguardInsider and become a Patreon today. But with that said, I'm Mr. Timeleaf, and I see you guys in the next one!